158. Are we taking a left and going down Coldwater with that road to 65?
It's an option.
We would bring another line up to the station,
From where?
the one, coming in from Winston. Coming in from Winston on 158. You'd just put a dual line and you'd come up and then you'd run it up, run that line up Coldwater Road. Is that what y'all thinking?
No, you said dual line. I'm thinking, right now, the system goes to the new development off Coldwater Road.
We have a line on Coldwater. I can't remember whether it's 6 or 8. If it's 6, it should have been upgraded to 8, but I didn't do it.
Where does that come out of? Does that come out of the 12-inch line that comes up 158?
It comes up the 8-inch line in Stokesdale. Stokesdale only has 8 inches. Cross the bridge, get into Forsyth County, they have 12.
We have 12 to our metering station. I'm certain that the line on Coldwater is teed in on our side of the metering station. Otherwise, we'd be bypassing Winston-Salem's meter. So, it's got to be on our side. Yeah. Exactly where it goes under the road there, we'd have to look at the as-bills. But basically, it's the same plan, whether we extend the line we got on Coldwater or go back and dig it up and put a bigger line in and then go all the way up Coldwater to 65. That's basically a parallel line. That will wind up being a parallel line to what we already have up 158 into town.
But what I'm getting at is eliminating some of these choices. Easy, before we get going too far. I mean, there's no sense in beating something that we're not, that's just not feasible to do. So I would drop the one going across the lake on 65 going up to the post office. In favor of the Coldwater Road.
Yeah, I don't even know when that got on the table.
Yeah, we talked about it before you was over.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
I mean, we were just talking about all the different options we had. So there's one gone. You got the Reesville gone. So now we've still got.
I wouldn't kick that to the curb quite yet. And the reason I say that is, what if it does tie into a different trunk line
Well,
throughout the system?
you're right.
I don't think there's any water up there, but are you sure?
I'm not sure. I'm asking.
Any water where?
Over at the Blues Creek Post Office.
Absolutely it is.
No, I mean, I don't.
I mean, I've got a son on the system.
Yeah, but
I got on 2 different places.
No, the question is,
then
does that pull off the
the
same?
line would have to be coming from Walkertown down Blues Creek Road.
It does do that. It comes down Pine Hall because it services about 3 miles up Pine Hall on West Dray. Because I had city water out there years ago. So it does come up Pine Hall somehow.
But is the source of that the trunk line that goes through Walkertown, and therefore the trunk line that comes?
You had that thing one time. You had it up on your phone.
Yeah, I was looking at it now.
Because there's and it could have, it could be several lines up through there too. It may not just come through Rocky.
Did anybody do the mileage from the county line, from the Stokesdale line to this water main at the Blues Creek Post
Did
Office?
it? I don't remember what it
Four
was.
and a half, I think, is what you told me.
It was what?
I think you told me 4.5.
Yeah, it was just a little bit less than going on the
good.
Hall River Road. We was going to
gosh.
cover several miles of the.
Okay, so it's way over there, even if there is a main big enough to do us any good.
Yeah, yeah, it would be, but you'd be covering more town. We're covering, if you went Hall River Road, you're talking about covering a 1/4 mile, and there you'd be covering, from the county line all the way into Stokesdale.
If we go up Coldwater and down 65,
Well, I'm
we're
talking
3.5
about if you went
miles.
65, even at that. The other way, you'd be covering a lot more Stokesdale, and you'd be making a big loop too. So.
Okay.
So actually, I'm just looking through here. It looks like the city of Winston actually pulls water out of Salem Lake as well.
Yes.
So that would obviously be different than the Yadkin pool. So it probably is another line somewhere out there.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying, Jimmy, I hear you on potentially taking that off the table, but if there is another trunk line that feeds into that kind of makes it a little more interesting.
Well, that's
Just
right.
leave it at
I mean,
that.
that's, what we're thinking about to start with. Well, we can take that one off. I mean, that eliminates one train of thought. We don't have,
I struggle, chloramine and Stokesdale are not gonna work.
yeah.
I struggle to see how it would work, I should say. I don't know. Do you see a way, Tim?
I mean, I would take,
It's always
Yeah,
got a way.
yeah, absolutely I do, but I don't, again, I think there are certain things left best not said because of our negotiating position. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. I think we've gone about as far as we can go for a day.
well, I second that motion.
Would it be helpful for us to invite or would it be more of a negotiation time to go sit down with the city of Winston and just see where their lines are, to see what our options are, you know, as far as trunk lines? Obviously, we know we got one possibly on Haw River and we got the one on 158, but to see if there's any other lines that we could jump off of.
I think we can make a phone call to find that out, but I think we definitely need to sit down, a couple of us, and bring Robbie, and sit
Why
down
don't
with
I-
Courtney Driver.
Why don't I call Courtney Driver and see
I
what I
think
can,
it's-
see what I can find out as far as where the lines run, what the source is. I need to call her anyway. Is everybody in agreement with that?
That's fine,
Sure,
but
but-
there's only, I mean, there's only three, I mean, you got Haw River Road coming up that way, we got where we're at now. Then you got 65, I mean, any other place you, what we gonna do, go across the woods?
It'd be nice to know, where the source is coming from that feeds the post office there.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's available. Well, I made a motion.
Yes, you did.
I second.
We've had it seconded.
Nay.
Mr. Landrith,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
I'm,
and I am I. Until the next time, gentlemen. We're adjourned.